One of the most underrated tools that you have in your client success or client management pipeline. And it is something that we call the one pager. Okay. Now, what is the one pager? Well, the one pager is essentially a one sheet document. So typically we put it on Google Docs that the marketing team, the sales team, and the client success team all look at, reference, and understand at its core every single day. Because what's on that one pager is exactly who you serve, what you do for them, and what their understanding should be. Let me break this down a little bit further for you. So a lot of people, when they're trying to scale and they're starting to manage a lot of clients, what happens is you start to open up the market. You start to open up your total addressable market, and so that your ads convert better, so that you can have more leads and calls in the calendar. And so you start to close people that may or may not be dream clients. Now, in the beginning, this doesn't seem to be an issue because you're closing the deals, you collect that cash up front, and you're all humpty-dory. The problem with it is that as your client success team or you start the fulfillment process, you start to realize, oh, okay, this person's not exactly who we serve, and so we got to do this few additional things that we don't typically do, and we got to kind of train them on this additional thing that they don't already know. And so your client has to do maybe 20% additional work, right? And so maybe that's not a big deal, right? You made some cash, 20% additional work, not a big deal. But the problem is when that starts happening at scale. Now, another one of those clients comes in, and another one, and now you're talking about 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 clients coming in a month where they're outside of what your typical scope is. And now your client success team starts to really feel that burden. Your fulfillment team starts to really feel that burden. And so you're thinking, oh, we got to hire more client success managers. We got to hire more media buyers, more copywriters, whatever else it is that you do for your clients. You think, oh, we got to hire more service people in order to service them. But the problem with that is that you're missing the most powerful tool you have, which is the ability at the time of the close or in your marketing to make sure that you're only closing your dream clients. Now, why are they called your dream clients? Well, because if you are a business owner and you're watching this video and you were having a dream right now and you could make most money in the entire world, but you had to choose one type of client to work with, the majority of you would know exactly who that person is, because those clients are the ones that complain the less, ask you the least amount of questions, and typically need the least amount of work, right? Because they already have a lot of it in place, and they just need that one little thing to help them explode their business or whatever else, lose weight or whatever else you're helping them do. And so when you are thinking of your dream clients, my dream would be to make the most amount of money possible with the least amount of work possible. But most people think it's just a dream. Oh, it's just a dream. People say dream clients, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you know what your dream client is, but it's not written down on a piece of paper for everybody to understand. And so that's why I created the one pager, because at the time we had, I think, 6 or 7 people on the marketing team. We had over a dozen people on the sales team. And so like for them to know exactly who we should be closing every single day without me clearly writing it down was kind of just a hope that I had. And so that's where I came up with the one pager, because I said, okay, let me look back on every single client that we've served in the past few years and who do we love working with? Who, first of all, becomes a booked call as quickly as possible. So we track how long it goes from a lead to a booked call. So what's this timeline right here? So when someone first gives me their information to when they become a booked call. The other thing that we track is how long from when they actually take their call to when they close, right? So that's the who has the shortest time frame from that as well. And then the other thing we'll track is when they close to when they see a return on investment for us, right? And so we can track all these numbers here. And so instead of just guessing, oh, I think it's these people, I think it's those people, we say literally these types of clients are the ones that book calls the fastest, they close the fastest, and they see results the fastest. And so once you define exactly who that is, well, then you can actually write out that person in your one pager.
If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.